Hey everybody, in just a minute, you are going to see an update that I actually recorded, I think like in November, about games I picked up in October for my Sega Genesis black box collection. So I'm collecting all the first party Sega games that came in these black boxes that have this like gray grid on them. And there's almost 90 games in total. This is one I forgot to include in the video, Tommy Lasorda Baseball. I actually had that way before earlier on, and I just misplaced it, so I'm going to include that in my list at the end. But the reason for the delay is a couple things. One, life got crazy. Two, collecting these games has just been very costly. I had to take a step back. And three, just recently I redid my shelf in my closets where I'm storing these games. I redid it. So before I had all the games like stacked like this, but now I got an extra shelf to split them up. So it's going to take two shelves, but now all the games can stand upright just like this. And all 89 games, I believe it is, should fit on those two shelves. Actually, 88 games. So poor Zoom will have to hang out like in the front or on top of one of the games. But I think it's going to look really nice. So there's Tommy Lasorda Baseball. Let's get to an old video covering an update of my Sega Genesis black box game collection. Hey everybody, welcome to part 3 in my attempt to collect every black grid box game for the Sega Genesis that was published by Sega. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, I recommend you check those out first. This is going to cover the games I picked up in October. I'm very late in posting these, so I'm going to tell you roughly what I spent for most of the games and how much they're worth, because I'm trying to build this collection kind of on the cheap, trying not to pay retail for this, and it's been quite a costly collection to build. So I do have some things I'm going to have to sell to help recoup some of the costs. But first of all, let's start out with Forgotten Worlds for the Sega Genesis. Now, almost all these games came off of eBay. This is just the box and game. I paid for this $20, which I think is fairly good price. If you buying this loose, according to price charting, is $19. Buying it complete is like $47. So this is probably worth, maybe $30 with the box. Also, it means a lot to me because this is actually a game I used to have when I originally had my Sega Genesis. Game number 2, Sword of Vermilion. This is another just box and game, no manual. I don't need to have them complete. I'm just looking for box games, if nothing else. So Sword of Vermilion, I actually picked up in a lot of 10 games. And in total, I spent $40 for the entire lot. Now, Sword of Vermilion loose would be $14, complete $33. So I figured that's a good deal. A lot of the games that came in a lot, they're not very valuable at all. But I am still happy to get Sword of Vermilion added to it. All right. Also picked up, starting to build up some of the RPGs, which can be expensive. So this is Shining in the Darkness. I did play through this as a kid. I borrowed it from my friend. Shining in the Darkness. This is complete. I paid, let's see, what did I pay for Shining in the Darkness? I paid $37, and complete on price charting, it goes for $49. Speaking of RPGs, how about Phantasy Star 2? This is another one I borrowed from my friend. He got all the RPGs and I borrowed it from him. This is complete with the manual and it has the Golden Axe poster in it. It does not have the hint book. That by itself can be like a $40 thing. But I bought this complete for $45, and price charting has complete copies without the hint book going for $86. So I thought that was a good deal to pick that up there. And it still was holding its save. And then this is actually something I bought in September, but it got delayed being delivered to me. So that is Herzog Zwei, if I'm saying that right. I'm not 100% sure if I am. So this one, it's just the box and the game, and the box has damage there. You can see the art's been torn. The case has been torn. This is a candidate for if I get another box, I'll slip out the artwork. With the rip, it won't look too bad in a new or a better case. So I didn't pay a lot for it. I would have liked it in better condition, but I picked it up for, I guess, what was it? Where's the price on this? I picked it up for $34, and basically just a loose copy of the game is $47. So the only reason why I paid for this poor box is it's still boxed, so it still counts, and I paid less than what a loose copy would cost. Let's put that to the side. I am a Shinobi fan. So now I got Shadow Dancer. Shadow Dancer complete in the box. Shadow Dancer. Let's see what I have in my notes here. Shadow Dancer goes for $36, or I paid $36 and it goes for $50 complete. So I got that for more than $10 off. Prices have really risen. I also bought World of Illusions. This is actually the first game I picked up in October, or paid for in October. I paid $20 for it. It goes for $33, and I already have a complete copy in the cardboard box, so I'm going to sell that to help pay for this. Here's kind of a somewhat obscure one, Bonanza Brothers, just the case and box. Didn't get the greatest deal on this one. I paid $19. Loose, it goes for $15. Complete, $34. So, you know, it might be worth $22, $23 for that. I already have a cartridge of this, but I picked up a cartridge in box, so I'll sell my extra cartridge. Streets of Rage, no manual, one of my favorite games from its era. Streets of Rage, I paid $33. Loose copies go for $30 by themselves, $53 complete. So I'm going to guess this is like, you know, closer to a $40 value. So not too bad there. I wasn't expecting it. I made a little trip out of states and I went into a game store and they had Genesis games. So even though most of my games have been coming off of eBay, I actually was able to support a local game store. Well, local to the area I was in, not local to me. And that's G-Lock. The case is in terrible condition. It's hard to see, but there's tears and rips in it. But the artwork looks okay. There's a little rip in that. But for $5, no manual, but for $5, that game by itself, I think sells for $7, just a loose game. And to buy it find it in the wild, I thought that was cool. Next up is another RPG. Got some expensive ones coming up. Phantasy Star 3. This is complete in the box, and it includes the map and the little hint, like order form for the hint guide or something like that. So Phantasy Star 3, I paid $61. Price charting says complete, it's worth $67, but with the map and the manual and all that other stuff, it's probably worth more, closer to $90. Because it's one of those games where if you have the extras that came with it, beyond the manual, people will pay more for it. So I'm glad that I got both of the black box Phantasy Star games out of the way. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters, a game I used to have and I sold after I reviewed it, but now I'm collecting again. So this is a game that has gone up in value. Halloween might have something to do with it. So let's see, what did I pay for Ghostbusters? I paid $72. Price charting says this complete copy, it is complete, is worth $125. So that's like $50 off right there. A lot of money I paid, but at the same time, you know, I saved versus what the retail price is. So I bought a bunch of a group of like 10 games, and there's some decent titles in there. So I'm going to sell the duplicates to hopefully cover the cost. So it's like $115 for the 10 games. So you're looking, you know, $11, $12 a game. And I included with it was this complete copy of Ariel, the Little Mermaid, which is worth $18 by itself. So I think it's one of those lots where if I take the time and I sell the duplicates, I should be able to make most of my money back. And finally, David hooked me up last time. I bought some games off of him and I bought some more, and it includes one black box game that I'm really happy to get, and he gave me a great deal. So I just want to say thank you to David for making me a great deal. Dynamite Duke for the Sega Genesis. I don't know why, but this artwork sticks out in my memory. Going down the aisle of Toys R Us, for some reason, seeing this guy's cheesy mug doing his best, you know, Rambo, Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of impression. I don't know why, it just gives me the strong nostalgic feels. So that was the final game I got this month. Thank you, David, for helping me out. Stay tuned to see where I'm at now in collecting all the black box grid games for the Sega Genesis. Previously, I had 38 games towards the 89 total. In this video, I added 15 games plus one for Tommy Lasorda. That means I now have 54 games, 35 to go. I've officially passed the halfway point. I do have a bunch of other games that I picked up since this video was recorded that I plan to probably separate into two different update videos. So I look forward to digging into those and sharing those with you in the near future. Thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.